Hey, first graders. Okay, we are going to keep practicing that skill of making a 10 and then just adding on to it. But this time we're going to start thinking about it more in our head and less on the paper. So it's going to be a little bit trickier than it was before. Let's look at some together so that we can feel like we are ready to go. Okay, so again, we're going to start by thinking about ways to make a 10. So let's do this quickly. If I have 9, what goes with it to make a 10? 1. Good. If I have 8, how many do I need to make a 10? 2. If I have 7, how many more to make a 10? 3. If I have 6, what do I need to make it into a 10? I need 4. And if I have 5, how many more to make a 10? Another 5, right? 2 handfuls. Okay, and then I could keep going. 4 would need a 6. 3 would need a 7, 2 would need an 8, and 1 would need a 9 to make it into a 10. Okay, so now let's also look at some of the ideas that we did last time. Okay, remember we took our 10 frames, and you are welcome to keep using your 10 frames today. And we said, okay, if I have 9 up here and 6 down here, and I know those numbers really quick because I can subitize, and I know 9 goes to there, I know 6 goes to there, okay? But when I see 9 and I see 6 and I want to turn this 9 into a 10, I know that I can borrow from the 6. I'm not going to add something else from somewhere else. I'm going to take it from the 6. I'm just going to take this 1 right here and move it, okay? So I still have 9 yellows and I still have 6 reds, but I broke those 6 reds into a group of 5 and 1. So that 1 could be with the 9 to make a 10. Okay, so here I see my 10, and here I see my 5. So my 9 plus 6, I'm showing that it's the same thing as 10 plus 5. And 10 plus 5, I know equals 15 because I just have to bump out the 0. Okay. Well, what we're going to do today is we're going to be taking those ideas and doing them on paper and really showing how those numbers are being shared. Okay. So if I was taking this problem that I see right here in front of me, I am going to be working to show that I am starting with 9 plus 6. Do you agree? That's what I started with. I have 9 plus 6. 9 yellows, 6 reds. Okay. But I know that I want to turn my 9 into a 10, so I'm going to need 1 more. Where did that 1 come from? It's coming from my 6. And as I put it from the 6 over here, that leaves me with a group of 5. So I broke that 6 into 1 and 5. You see that? I have 6 and I'm breaking it into 1 by itself here and 5 more. So these lines are showing that I'm breaking it apart. Okay. That then allows me to put that 1 with the 9, which I did here. I put the 1 up with the 9 to turn it into a group of 10. There's my group of 10. What's left? I still have those 5 that are down here. 10 plus 5, I can bump out the 0, and it's 15. So we know 9 plus 6 is also 15. Okay, so let's see if we can do another one. If I have 8 plus 4, then it's going to start just like this. Okay, starting with 8 plus 4. I have 8 yellows, I have 4 reds. 8 plus 4. Okay, which one's greater? my 8. Okay, so that's the one we're going to turn into a 10. So I see my 8 here. I'm going to turn it into a 10 by adding 2. But where do I get those 2? I have to borrow them from the 4. If I borrow 2 from 4, what do I still have? Let's see what happens. If I borrow 2 from 4 to turn this into a 10, I still have 2 left. So I broke that group of 4 reds into 2 groups of 2. 2 here, 2 here. 2 plus 2, I still have 4. Okay? Broke my 4 into 2 groups of 2. I can then take my 8 and one of the 2's, the one that I borrowed first and moved up here, to create a group of 10. But my other 2 remains. 10 plus 2, I bump out the 0, and the answer is 12. Okay, let's try another one. What if I have 5 plus 7? Which of those numbers will I put in the top? 5 plus 7. Okay, 7 is my greater number, so I'm going to put 7 up here in the top section. Okay, and then I'll put my 5 down below. Put the greater number up top. Okay, so looking here, let's do it on the board first, and then we'll see if we're correct. So I had 5 plus 7. Okay, which one am I going to turn into the 10? The greater number, 7. So what does it need to go with it to make it into a 10? 3. I'm going to borrow the 3 from the 5, which leaves me with 2. I know 2 and 3 together make 5. So that's where we can see these 2 together come up to make 5. Or 5 gets broken apart into 2 and 3. That then allows me to put the 3 and 7 together. I see my 10 buddies. But I still have this 2 over here. Okay. The 2 can bump out the 0, and the sum is 12, which tells us that 5 plus 7 should also equal 12. Let's see if this works out here. Okay, here's my 7, here's my 5. How many empty spots? How many are going to move? 3. So we're going to take those 3 and move them up. So now I still see my 7 reds, I still see my 5 yellows, but I can also see that I've made a group of 10, and I have 2 more. Here's my group of 10, here's my 2 more. Okay, so we have our 2 with our 10, we have our 12. I still see my 7 reds, there's my 7. I still have my 5, there's my 5. So here's my question, do we still see this? 2, do we see 2? Yes, down here. Do we see 3? Yes, the 3 right here. Do I still see my 7? Yes, that's my red. Okay, so in all the steps, I can still see all the numbers in my picture. Okay, and that's how you know you're doing it right on the pictures. But if you can do it without the picture today, you can think, what do I need to borrow to make that group of 10? And if I borrow a number, what will be left on its own? Those are the skills you want to be putting in your brain so it becomes easier and easier. And we are able to break away from using pictures and using our boards and things. The more we can get it stuck in our head, the better. So good luck, keep practicing, use your board, use your counters if it's helping you, but also see what you can do in your brain first. Then you can always check your answer and see if you're right on the board or the pictures. Okay? Good luck, enjoy, have fun.